So you want to know more about JIngliu. Is it because you like blindfolded characters, or is it because you're into white hair waifus? Whatever your reason is, welcome to JIngliu in a nutshell, where I break down the ins and outs of a character. Today I will be talking about JIngliu, Jingliu's former master. We'll be discussing her abilities, her best relics, strongest Lightcones, and finally, teammates you can easily pair her up with. With all that said, let's begin with this video. JIngliu is an ice destruction character who switches between two stances in combat. Her talent, Crescent Transmigration, is what makes JIngliu very strong and appealing. When JIngliu has 2 stacks of syzygy, she enters the spectral transmigration state where she gains a ton of buffs. Her action advances by 100%, she gains 55% crit rate, which is a lot by the way, increased effect resistance, and finally increased ultimate damage. However, in this state, she can only use her enhanced skill and will consume HP from all of her allies for a very small percentage. Her attack will also increase, but that is based on how much she will consume for her allies, capping at 225%. She can stack her syzygy up to 3 times, and once she consumes all stacks of syzygy, means her stacks reach 0, she will switch back to her normal stance. Her normal skill, Transcendent Flash, deals ice damage to a single enemy and gains 1 stack of syzygy, while in her second stance, where she's forced to use only the skill, Moon on Glacial River deals a huge amount of ice damage on a single enemy and a decent amount to adjacent enemies. However, this skill will consume 1 point of syzygy instead of skill points. JIngliu's burst, Flora-Ephemeral Dream Flux, deals a massive amount of ice damage to a single enemy and a good amount to their adjacent enemies, similar to her enhanced skill, but her burst will instead gain 1 stack of syzygy for JIngliu. And finally, her technique, Shine of Truth, creates an ice dimension around her for 20 seconds, freezing enemies in this dimension. When entering combat, she will regenerate 15 energy and will gain 1 stack of syzygy. Because her main selling point is dealing a huge amount of ice damage, we want to focus on maximizing her damage potential. For relics, the only set you should be aimed to focus on getting is the Hunter of Glacial Forest. It increases her overall ice damage and will also increase her crit damage after using her ultimate, which is a stat she really needs. If you are still farming for this set, you can consider 2-piece Musketeer or 2-piece Messenger set for the attack or speed, but at the end of the day, you really want a full set of the Hunter of Glacial Forest. For the planar ornaments, you can choose between 2 sets depending on which set you have better substats. Celestial Differentiator increases her crit damage by 16% and will also increase her crit rate by a whopping 60% if you manage to hit a crit damage of 120%. However, it will end after their first attack, so do consider that. I would only consider this set if I already have a lot of crit damage from my relics. The other set, Rutilant Arena, is also very good as it increases her crit rate by 8%, and once she hits 70% crit rate, her skill damage would increase by 20%, which is very easy to achieve, especially when you transcend and you proc her passive, which will give a whopping 55% crit rate. For the main stats, you would really want crit stat for the body, so depending on which one you're going on the planar ornaments, you can choose either one. For the boots, unless you can hit 121 speed from the substats of the other artifacts, I would recommend getting boots. If not, you can also consider running attack percent, especially when you're running characters like Bronya, which can help you cheat out your turns. And finally, for the planar spear, you can go for ice damage boost and attack percent for the link rope respectively. For Lightcones, her best in slot is obviously her signature Lightcone, I Shall Be My Own Sword, which increases her crit damage by 20% and increases her attack whenever her allies loses HP, which is very easy condition for her to achieve since she will be using her allies HP a lot. The 5-star Destruction Lightcone from Herda Shop on the Fall of an Aeon is also really good as it buffs her damage overall, and Something Irreplaceable is also somewhat decent as it gives some survivability options. For free-to-play Lightcones, the Most Welcome You offers the most attack stat for a 4-star Lightcone and is very easy for JIngliu to obtain the stacks. Under the Blue Sky is also pretty good because it not only increases her attack but also increases her crit after defeating an enemy, which is not too hard with the current content we have in the game. Now for a super free-to-play option, Collapsing Sun increases her skill damage by 40% once you get S5 of of it, but really try your best to run a 4-star or 5-star because you don't want to be losing out on the raw stats that the Lightcones give. Lastly, for teammates, we want teammates who can help JIngliu dish out maximum damage. Harmony characters like Bronya and Tingyun are amazing choices, as they can not only buff her damage but can also give her tons of energy, whether it's just by cheating turns or just straight up just giving her energy. Abundance characters are also very important, especially in the JIngliu team. She'll be using her allies' HP as a resource, so we need abundance characters to make sure that their HP is always topped up. Preservation characters can also be used if you want to protect JIngliu from being attacked from enemies, especially bosses. And finally, she also has synergy with Blade because she will be draining his HP, meaning that Blade will be easily getting those stacks for his passive. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like content like this, please do leave a like. It shows me I should be doing more. Comment down below whether you'll be rolling for JIngliu or whether you'll be saving for future banners. And lastly, do subscribe. We'll be doing more content like this in the future. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.